Okay, I think the next item on our agenda is 5.02, Summer School Update. Dr. Ebrick.
Thank you, Madam President, members of the board, Mrs. Hendricks and Dr. Kellogg. So I think it's appropriate that I come tonight on a 60-degree January day to speak about summer school. But I will say that mine is a much shorter presentation, but necessary, David. Okay? Absolutely. So I want to go over summer school opportunities, and much of this information is a repeat, but I really wanted to focus our presentation tonight on our middle school, because that was a thrust of our conversation the last time. I was charged with coming back here in January and sharing with you what we could do differently in January to increase enrollment. And I'm pleased to say we have something, and I'm very excited to share it. And it's what I love about this community. So we'll get at it here. So the first is we're going to continue to offer summer learning opportunities for our students in high school through credit recovery, course advancement. We'll of course have our elementary summer intervention program, which serves our students in grades K through 3, as well as 4 through 5. And then our almost kindergarten program, which we still do for students entering kindergarten. But again, as you can see, big letters, middle school programming. Our location and dates are here for the general public. That's all posted online. We always look at buildings where we're not having activities, but also try to be centrally located in our community, but also will fit our program in terms of enrollment. And this is where we go. We always go to, lately, to Whittier Elementary for our PE program, partly because of its proximity to the JC pool, because we enjoy getting the kids out and using the swimming pool there, but also we can use the high school facilities and the grounds in and around Whittier. We'll continue to use our technology. I continue to come back to 4 years ago. We were revolutionary. We didn't even have access to Chromebooks. But we're to the point now where we continue to have a one-to-one opportunity in the summer for our kids to use Chromebooks, and we'll continue to do with a blended approach, especially at the high school, using digital curriculum so that students can work at their own pace. It's a wonderful opportunity for our kids in the high school to be able to do that. You can see here our platforms. Again, Apex, we continue to use STAR reading as well as math, and Lexia for K through 8. For a high school program, that is again for students entering grades 9 and above, they can recover credit and they can take new credit. They usually take just one course, and last year we were able to decrease the price of our summer programming for our high school students wanting credit recovery from $400 down to $100, and we'll be able to maintain that price structure because we were able to prove its viability last year. The elementary program will continue to focus our students in the areas of reading and mathematics. Of course, we want to prevent that summer regression and have data to support that we can do that through our programming. Almost Kindergarten, we continue to publicize this. It's a 5-day program. It's really intended for students that have not had preschool experience, but our parents and families that would like an opportunity for their kids to come into the school, get an opportunity to work with a classroom teacher in a Westerville school this year at Amherst Elementary, and help get them ready for kindergarten, as well as the parent where they can drop the kid off and leave. Okay? Yes, I said leave. Okay? All right. Next is middle school intervention, and this again is the major part of our presentation here this evening. You'll recall that we've continued to struggle a bit over the years with getting students to attend our program, and in 2014 we had 32 students, and that's kind of the amount that we had prior, and we said we need to increase that amount, so we provided transportation. That's a novel idea, right? So we added transportation. Certainly there was an expense to that, and we've been able to pretty much triple our enrollment. But at the same time, 85 students we recognize out of, 3,000 students in middle school, where we're only getting 85. And again, these are most at-risk students, but we need to continue to attract them to our program, and what could we do? So we always look at partnerships in our community. And so we'll continue to partner with the Westerville Public Library, especially in our elementary division, where we have robotics programming that'll come in and work with us. The library wrote a grant last year. I reached out again this year, and they're going to come back in and do some robotics with our students. But at the same time, as a member of the Westerville Parks Foundation board, I was able to sit in on conversations and learn of a opportunity here in our community. So I asked Randy Aller to come and speak about that. He's the Director of Parks and Recreation here in our school district, in our school community. And I asked him to come and speak to you and kind of set the tone, and then I'll get into the nitty-gritty of how all this is going to come together. So Randy?
Thank you, Scott. Good evening. I'm excited to share with you an event that we have planned for Westerville this year, and it's the Westerville Pumpkin Glow. Now, you may wonder, what is a pumpkin glow? If you can imagine a half-mile trail with 4,000 to 5,000 pumpkins glowing like this, and as you're walking along this trail, you come across different scenes and sets, and you have pumpkins that are etched with intricate detail, as well as jack-o'-lanterns, and it just creates an experience that is an amazing experience, quite frankly, for people of all ages. This type of event is not offered anywhere in Ohio, and we're going to take a stab at that this year. We're going to engage the community. We need a lot of help to pull this event off, and we think that there's an excellent opportunity to partner with the schools with this, with respect to the middle school program. The event will be in October. It'll be 2 weekends, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, October 18th to the 21st, and then October 25th to the 28th. So with that, I'll toss it back to Scott, let them share thoughts on how we can partner.
So you may say, okay, what does this have to do with Westerville Schools Middle School?
Well, just a quick question, where is it going to be held?
It'll be held at Heritage Park.
Heritage Park.
It'll be along the, we have a accessible trail along the back portion of the park.
Okay.
There'll be a pre-event area by the Antrim shelter, and then the event itself through the back portion.
The last time I carved a pumpkin, I cut my fingers several times, so my wife won't let me do that anymore. But I think Nancy would do a good job at that.
Oh, yeah.
We'll take all volunteers.
So this opportunity is not something that you just start October 1 and proceed. It takes a lot of planning and preparation. And in thinking about this at the various meetings I've attended through the Parks Foundation and then getting with Randy, it really made me think this is the hook for our middle school students this summer. And what we look to do, you know, during the summer, we truly look to fill in those academic gaps. Again, we focus on reading and mathematics, but we also wanted to bring in all the engineering opportunities that we have for our students and look at STEAM through science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics. So we're going to continue to do the English language arts, the mathematics block, but we're going to add a third block, and that's the STEAM piece, okay? So what students will do, and you can see here I have some more scenes, okay? So this summer, students are actually going to be working with the Parks Foundation, excuse me, with the Parks Department, as well as with an art teacher here in our school district, as well as one of our engineering teachers, along with other people that I'm sure we're going to grab along here to help. And students are actually going to create the sets and the designs for what you'll be seeing in October. And as you can see, this isn't something, again, that you just throw together in one weekend. And you can see all the elaborate pieces here of other communities that have done this, again, not in Ohio. And these are what are called funkins. And funkins are pumpkins, okay, that are made out of styrofoam. And as you know that, what's that?
Fake pumpkin.
Yes, exactly. Okay. Right on. I think those look really real, okay? And so what we're going to be doing is in our engineering classrooms, our students are going to be actually designing these funkins, okay, and cutting them out using our lasers and things like that in the engineering program, because these are the backdrop and help make up this type of sets, okay? Because you really couldn't create and carve all these pumpkins in a matter of just a couple weeks. So you have the funkins in the background, right, Randy? And you have some authentic, real pumpkins as well, but they all look mysterious at night. All right? And of course, this is authentic, it's real, and then coupled by the fact that we're going to continue to engage our community in marketing and media, and through our language arts classes, they'll be helping to write the press releases and getting the word out. So truly, it's an integrated community partnership, and it's relevant to the kids. And the beautiful part is the students that participate in our program, they, along with their family, will receive free tickets to the event. And they'll be able to see the product. And my hope is that even throughout the school year, that they'll continue to help work on this all the way up to the day of the event. And I think we'll have major buy-in among our students for this.
Oh, I think this is a really great idea, Randy. I'm so glad that you're including us in this way. It's great. It's a wonderful learning opportunity. It's exciting to do, and it can involve, obviously, our summer school kids as we kick off with them, but grow that outwardly and include more grades and more kids and really make that a strong community effort. I love it.
Yeah, and we'll of course be taking these pictures and helping. That'll be a part of our packet that we send out, encouraging middle school students to participate, because they'll be able to see that they'll be helping to create this. But again, we couldn't have done this 4 years ago because we didn't have the engineering tools to be able to do it. And Randy I loved it, because when I first told him, I said, we have those tools. Because he was trying to figure out how he was going to do all this. So he has the manpower, the tools. We get started in the summer. It all just kind of came together for us through that dialogue. So truly, that is our program. I hope that we've met your charge of looking to do something different in middle school. Okay? I think we accomplished that for you. So we'll continue to focus, of course, on all these areas, continue to focus on our budget to try to make sure that we meet budget, but at the same time expand opportunities for kids.
Speaking of budget and the cost of the courses, do we have any opportunities in the works, or are we considering how we may want to go after scholarships for kids who may want to participate this summer? So as we look at, we've done a heck of a job reducing the cost, and I am very, very pleased with that. But I still know that cost can be a barrier. So as we think about, even this wonderful Pumpkin Glow project or whatever, as we look at identifying additional community partners to bring into that work, I'm wondering if there may be also an opportunity to provide some scholarship dollars for students to attend the courses that will lead to the Pumpkin Glow.
We do provide opportunities for our free reduced students to pay at a lower cost. You are correct there. And we are continuing, and actually with Dr. Lucy Rader Brown, we're looking at grant opportunities out there to help support students. We just had that conversation today again. So always looking at opportunities to help fund, encourage, yet at the same time, make sure that students have some skin in the game, if you will. Okay, in other words, provide some financial, there's a means for that, so, okay.
So, remind me, I think last year when you came back and presented how summer school went, that we ended up not, how do I say this nicely? You had more kiddos wanting to go to summer school than we funded for.
Right.
Did we fix that?
Yeah, we ended up having a wait list last year, and I'm working with Barb Wallace. Dr. Kellogg and I had a conversation last week about this very topic of
Okay.
ways in which we can ensure that if we have students that desire to come, how can we provide that opportunity to them?
So was it space or was it,
Just from a budgetary standpoint,
Okay.
as I mentioned the last time, resources are not infinite.
Sure.
And we have a certain amount, just like what you're wrestling with this, the facilities, we're looking at it from a summer programming. So, because, granted, it might be another $30,000, but then a $30,000 here, and then it all adds up, as we well know. But my true desire is to not have that repeat
Sure.
again.
Sure.
So I'll continue to advocate the best that I can.
Oh, I think we all want to hear. Thank you for doing that. And thank you. You do such a fantastic job with partnerships.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.
Any other board comments? All right. Thank you, Dr. Ebrick. This is a great partnership, and I think it's going to be a really engaging project for middle schoolers, so I really appreciate that.
Yeah, and you're the first person, the first group to hear about this event, but I'm sure you'll hear a lot more. And it's a great opportunity for our community and also to support the Parks Foundation in our district, so thank you very much.